Okay, I swear it's not becoming a thing with me. I swear I just forgot to connect my mic again. What is up, everyone? Welcome back. We've got a long night ahead of us. Before we get into any of that, though, I am joined by the one, the only, the simped for Pat Down.
Yes, hello everyone. I hope you brought your energy drinks, all your snacks, because we are going to be here for a while. We are here till 11 o'clock tonight. We got 5 series going on. Kicking it off here in Division B, we got Durats and Juicer Alert.
Oh yeah, you know I got my snacks. We got grandma cookies. Hell yeah. Like,
Oh
I'm ready
yeah,
for this. Because honestly, this first matchup to start it off, Durats and Juicer Alert, is an incredible matchup. I am so like Juicer Alert is kind of my I guess sleeper pick for who's gonna be making it to LAN. But before all that, let's get into this match because they got to make it past round one before we can be looking at LAN. So why not just jump into that, take a look at this gorgeous playoff bracket that we have generated here. Unfortunately, the screen is not wide enough to see the entire thing, but you can see what you need to see for now. For today's match, we've got Durats versus Juice Alert. The winner of that will go to play the match of Air Raid versus Synergy. The only match that has happened thus far is Throw Bros versus us, which unfortunately did not go our way. They just did a really good job, but other than that, not too much to look at for this bracket.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a pretty empty bracket. I will say, shout out to the Throw Bros for 2 dominant series. I know we got to be treated those the last 2 nights. And I think tonight, Zach, we're going to be seeing some of that too. Just both teams throwing haymakers, giving it their all. It's a 4 seed versus a 5 seed. Those are always the best kinds of matchups statistically. So I'm excited for it.
The Throw Bros have definitely been killing it. Unfortunately, these stats are not going to be updated as I pull up the Division B standings. These are not up to date. As of Division C, the season ending, they don't update your stats anymore. That is it for your stats. If I'm not mistaken, I think Perchance said that to me, so who knows, maybe I was misinformed, but this is old stats, but it's still plenty to look at here as we look at Juicer Alert. They have the average highest or the best what is that, shots against a game. The best being lowest. That's why I switched from saying highest, because that'd be the inverse. They have the lowest shots against game, which means opponents are having a hard time getting on their end and getting some goals into their net. On the other end of things, the Rats, they don't really have much red on their end.
Yeah, I think kind of to that same extent, the stat that caught my eye there was definitely that shots allowed. You see, Juicer Alert does allow a good deal of goals there. Their save percentage is almost 4% lower there than Durats. So if you're Durats here, you just gotta shoot off and see what you can do, and make that defense awkward, because it seems like there is a little bit of a discrepancy in a stat line really where there's not much to separate these two teams.
Yep, and
0.2% on win rate. Are you kidding me? That's as almost as close as you can get.
Yep, and red's kind of hard to get when the top two teams up there are hogging it all. But
Right, yeah.
if you want to look at some more stats, we've got the Rats stats over here. If you want to take a look at that real quick and introduce these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got Skay, the captain, and we got Sleepy and Salty Steve rounding out the roster. I guess just to start with, Salty Steve, what a season from that third man position there, almost leading the team in goals, leading the team in assists, a lot of saves, doing it just about everything. But really, this is one of these teams where all 3 players are relatively balanced out. There's no one player that you expect to have just be the hard carry, and in Div B, I think that's really a good thing to have. But yeah, like we had mentioned earlier, not a whole lot of red on this page. In fact, there's no red. So I think this is really a team that all 3 players are in kind of that perfect harmony where there's no one hard carry, no one slacker. Everyone's going to contribute their part, and what will hopefully be a series win here for Durats if they keep playing the way they do.
Yep. And looking at the other end of things, we've got Juicer Alert. They've got introducing Alice as the captain, Hambungus as number 2, and Kinda Super Dubs as their third. If you're looking at goals, they're all about even. They're kind of like all middle of the pack guys. They're not really the one standalone player. Same for assists. Honestly, saves, same thing. Similar to, I guess you mentioned Durats, they have a lot of team chemistry and they work together, and there's no one person carrying them. It's kind of 2 teams of the battle of all 3 of them. It's not like a battle of one person. There's no, usually we mention one player, we're like, I really need to see this out of this player, or and so on and so forth. Like it's just both teams, it's kind of a battle of the entire stack, not just looking at two specific players. One player I am interested in looking at is Kinda Super Dub, seeing how well he can do as a third man, and similar to Salty Steve, how third mans tend to be a huge deciding factor of two squads.
Absolutely. When there's nothing to separate the two squads, you definitely look towards what that's typically considered the weakest link there. And I mean, Salty Steve, kind of Super Dubs have both been very much overperforming this season. So I think definitely keep an eye on those two, see who's on their game tonight.
Yep, let me see if, sorry, one sec. Let me see if these guys want to get in here, because I know they want to be starting right at 6. But before, I guess we can jump into this. What do you got for predictions for this matchup?
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. And I mean, yeah, I think really just both these teams, you can't really separate them on paper. Unfortunately, I don't really have the technical knowledge of seeing these guys in game and how they play. So, based on what I'm going with from what I saw earlier this season, the Rats are winning it. I see them winning it 4-2 here.
Yep. I'm gonna go the same game prediction. I'll pick 4-2, but I'll go against you on this. I'll pick Juicer Alert. If you remember the stream earlier in the week of going over brackets, I gotta stick to my guns with that one. I think this one goes 4-2 in favor of Juice Alert. They're my dark horse, I guess, so to speak. They're my dark horse pick for the entire bracket. I think they're gonna do insane, and we're gonna see some amazing thing from this. They are saying they're good to go, so we can hop into this one. We are going, hopefully we have nothing going wrong. Of course, that's never works on Dcrl streams. Something's always got to break.
Looks like we're good for now. Before we start, though, can you sling an insult for Cosmic real quick? He was requesting one, and I can't insult that guy.
I don't know how to insult. I don't know. I don't want to insult anyone. Why do we have that redemption? But
I know,
no,
right?
Wait,
that's just mean.
Apologies. I told you there was scuffness. I was alt tabbed out. There we go. We got her up and running. Fortnite. Yeah, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of the insult. I'm a favor of that. I gotta fix stuff. If you want to.
Yeah, you're good. I will take over for a second here. Yeah, getting into the action. See the Rats already going on this attack here, passing over to Salty Steve, but Allies is there to clear. That waterfall down there, not able to get another touch over to kind of Super Dubs as he pops it up. Can't get it past Skay. And really just both teams, games, it's a 7-game series. I think there's going to be a lot of that feeling out process there as Allies goes for a shot, only to be cleared away by Sleepy. It's now Sleepy here on the attack for the Rats. Kind of Super Dubs popping it over the top to Salty Steve. It's now Skay looking for a ceiling shot. Can he find anything? Straight into Allies. It's Humbungus to clear it out.
Yep, and I think we got everything working, minus cams, of course, because some people did not listen to me telling them to flip their cameras. Anyways, Humbungus trying to get this one out towards to get the first goal of the game. He can't quite find it. Skay can't find the clear himself. Salty Steve gonna boom it off to the corner. Humbungus try to work in this one forward, maybe to Allies. Can he find the bump? Not quite, as kind of Super Dubs got to try to collect this one. All of Juicer Alert a little bit pushed up. Can Durats capitalize? This one actually might be bad. And the close play does work out for Juicer Alert as they punch one away in for the first goal of their playoff season.
Yeah, and really right now, we're only a minute 30 into this game, this best of 7 series, and both teams are looking kind of nervous. I mean, we saw Allies with relatively open shot hitting the crossbar, and then Durats kind of collapsing there on defense. If you're both these teams right now, you just need to treat this like this is any sort of just your regular old ranked game. Shaded hit me with that advice earlier today, and I really do think it's true. Salty Steve almost rattling that one in.
Yep, as I'm trying to... They finally jumped into Video Ninja. I don't know how they did that mid-match, but maybe they jumped in between the goals as we get a second one for Juicer Alert.
Yeah, Ali's there. Humbungus first of all, with that great setup. And Ali's able to find that nice touch. Salty Steve just expecting a slow roller. Ali's able to get a powerful enough shot. A little above Salty Steve there. Now, Juicer Alert up 2-0 in game 1.
Yep, and this is a strong start for Juicer Alert, and this is kind of what I was hoping to see coming out from them. Ooh, I'm having packet loss myself. We love DSU Internet. note that that's a diss on the dorm internet, not where we're going to be playing. But Kinda Super Dubs trying to find a touch there. Hembungus going to launch it out. Allies can't quite find the touch there. Kinda Super Dubs trying to follow up himself. Skay gonna miss, unfortunately. Salty Steve has to try to make an awkward touch. Can he find another one? Not before Alice hits it out to Kinda Super Dubs. Free flip by Alice. He can't quite find it. Hembungus there, able to put it mid for someone, but nobody there waiting for it. Earlier, Juicer Alert, they were playing really close, but all of a sudden we're seeing a lot more passive play, which is honestly fine when you're up 2-0 like this.
Yeah, and Juicer Alert setting up the double commit here. I mean, still just a little bit of scrappy play. Is dangerous ball there back towards the net of the Rats. Alley's there to follow. It's an empty net. Can't quite get to it. And Mungus now looking to take it up the wall, and Skay's there to match.
Yep, and so far I need to see some. There's honestly not much threatening from Durats yet. I haven't really seen many great opportunities coming out from them yet, and I want to see one really good push. Maybe like this one. What happened to the third man there? I thought that was not dangerous at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you there. I kind of thought Skay was controlling that in front of his own net because that's how open he was. And no, that's the opponent's net as the Rats get the first there on what really is just a simple tap in there for Skay.
I genuinely have no idea where their their third man went there, but Durats do get a goal because of it, giving a 2-1 score. Director cam went a little weird for a second, but now Hambungus, almost a nice double tap. Ali's passes out to Hambungus. He can't quite find it. Sent mid though. Skate to chase it away. 1 goal is all that separates this for game number 1. A huge momentum game for number 1.
Yeah, and really 80 seconds left. It's anyone's game. Juice Alert, you've been in control of this whole game, but that most recent miscue, how does that affect you? Skate here firing off the backboard. Sleepy's there back to defend. See what he does with it. Just going to send it mid there for Skay. A little too heavy on the pass, though.
Yep, I just realized that it says best of 5 and it does not say playoffs, but whoops. Fix now. Salty Steve trying to find this one mid. He can't quite find it. They need to get something soon here because they're just running out of time. That one, a very unfortunate own goal. I don't think that one was quite in just yet. Maybe we can see back on the replay if it was. Pass up to Kinda Super Dubs. Kinda Super Dubs almost finding it, but Skay. Yeah, I don't think it was quite in yet, but unfortunately, you just have to throw yourself at the ball. You just, from that angle, you can't tell if it's in or not.
Yeah, and I think it makes that play there, made Skay look a little confused out there, but I think you got to hand it to Kinda Super Dubs there. Kind of dropping almost a shoulder fake there, making Skay accidentally score that own goal.
Sleepy trying to find this one out to his own net. Salty Steve can't get it out there either. Ali's now trying to do some magic behind the ball, get it out because this one's a little bit dangerous. Skay trying to hit it out to a teammate. Can't quite find it, but Sleepy all the way back to collect it. Accidentally taps to Ali's as now this one going to be unsafe for the side of Durats. Hambungus able to collect into the corner. 7 seconds left on the clock. Can they find anything? Not quite. That one's going to be over for this game.
Yeah, I mean, I know, sure, Durats had that 1 goal, but this really did just feel like a dominant performance to start off the series from Juicer Alert. I guess, what kind of sticks out to you in these stats at the end of game 1?
Honestly, I'm kind of looking at Hambungus. What a match coming from him. Almost all red stats. Saves is all that he's missing there. He was just doing everything on the pitch.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, looking at it, I think Juicer Alert did a really good job of sharing the ball there. A lot of overall action. Might have a little bit of a delay. Yeah, we've lost Salty Steve, so not really sure what's going on with him. Hopefully we can get that sorted out soon. But in the meantime, though, from Durats, looking at Sleepy and Salty Steve, hoping they can get involved in the ball more there. Skay was kind of left to his own devices for much of that game, so just trying to get him involved more in this next one.
Well, we do have Salty Steve back, so I believe we can get back into this one. Hopefully. Friendly misclicked.
So. That's fun. That's one way to leave the lobby, I guess.
Well, we take those. Anyways.
Isn't Dcrl without a little bit of scuffness, isn't it?
Oh yeah. We don't got like a billion people running behind. We got 2 casters, and one of the casters is trying to move a billion sliders and do a billion things. So it's fine.
And the other caster is sitting in his chair doing nothing but watching Rocket League. Speaking of which, we got Sleepy here on the ball, clearing it out for Durats. Over to Hambungus. It's kind of super dubs. Shot gets blocked. Open net almost there for Ali's. Gonna go back middle. And Durats finds some control here just temporarily to get something started.
Well, for now, we're just seeing a lot of orange side, and honestly, I don't think booming clears would be terrible. If you're noticing Juicer Alert, their third man they sit a little bit close, and I think Durats can be punishing a little bit. They might not get goals from their third man being pushed up because they're playing far enough back that they can get back for goals, but they still could definitely just boom it and just like get like some offensive pressure just by launching it all the way up the field. They don't need to dribble all the way up the pitch. They can launch it and then go collect the ball if they wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, when you have an attack as potent here as Juicer Alert, shots like that, it's like you just got to get that ball out when you're under pressure. Ali's right place, right time. Off that pass from kind of super dubs, able to find the bottom left corner.
Yep, 1-0 lead for Juicer Alert. Durats still, they need to bounce back here because going down 2, in my opinion, is enough to get a timeout regardless what the second game score was. And personally, you don't want to be taking your timeout when you're down. Well, Ali's just going to put the score up 2-0. I don't even know what you'd call that play.
I would just say just a complete lapse in judgment there from the Rats. Honestly, I mean, you got to have the third man, right? And Ali's really not that powerful of a shot there, and it's just going to roll into the net.
Yep, as we're continuing to get in this one, I think they meant to send it to the back right, but unfortunately, Salty Steve can't properly collect that one. Pop over one. Can he find another? Not quite before Hambungus going to shut it down. Send it across. Okay, going to boom it up the pitch a little bit, but kind of super does. There to deny is almost gets a ground double. Can't quite find it. Free flip out mid. Hambungus now trying to work it himself. Gets a pinch over, almost over Sleepy and Skay. Can't quite find it as a great shot coming out from Salty Steve, but that one gonna be turned around. Another shot coming out from Skay. That one also gonna get denied. We're seeing a lot more dangerous opportunities coming out from Durats, and I think one of these eventually is gonna break and gonna give in on the Juicer Alert defense, and we're gonna see Durats find a goal here soon enough.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it there on that original attack, but we see Durats, they're following up on the shots, going for those bump plays. It's really almost just a surefire way to ensure those dangerous shots, and hopefully we see more of that. I think demos and bumps are really the key to winning in some of these series, especially when you're not the favorite. So perhaps see more of that from Durats as the series progresses.
Yep, Hambungus trying to get that one. Can't quite find it. Ali's sidewall pinch. That one gonna go just a little bit wide. Skay gonna pop it. Hambungus up. Gets the, not Hambungus, kind of super dubs. Gets the flip reset. Can't quite find the goal. Now Sleepy going the other way. Gonna get denied by Ali's. Then pass over to Hambungus. I'm really liking the outlet passes coming from Juicer Alert.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like both teams are playing two completely different games here. Hambungus firing off a dangerous cross there. But yeah, I mean, Juicer Alert, they're playing faster. These passes are more direct. They just feel more aggressive and in control at the same time. It's really fun to watch.
Yep, a huge boom out to the backboard. Ali's little tap down, can't quite find it. Salty Steve looking for a little beat on Hambungus, can't quite find it either. Kind of super up out mid. Sleepy gonna try to get this one out. He can't either. Ali's again 50 after 50 as that one gonna get turned away by Skay. But all these 50s just end up favoring Juicer Alert.
A little bit of a double commit there from Juicer Alert, but was really just been like the only blemish on what's felt like almost a perfect game for them here. It's now what can Durats do as Sleepy sends it center. Second and third man without boost though. Leaves him in a tough position. Ali's trying to pop it over Salty Steve. Gets 50 down to kind of super dubs. Over to Ali's just wide.
Yep, almost a double, sidewall double. Can't quite find it either. Salty Steve now with a 3v1. Holy crap. Kind of super dubs. What a save.
I can't believe that. I mean, if you're Durats there, you have two guys trying to clear the way for your teammate, and kind of super dub says, too bad, I'm still saving this. He's his team up 2-0.
There was so many people really in the net. I thought one of them was blue. I thought it was a 2v2 for the net. But no, that was 3 orange people, 2 trying to bump, and 1 just going for the shot. Somehow, kind of Super Dubs found that one.
Now with time ticking down, if you're the Rats, you have to just go for something here. We really haven't seen them try to play anything super aggressive other than that bumping play there. And yeah, they're just going to pass it over to Alley's now, taking it into the corner, looking for that center. Able to get it past one, past two, and Bungus to finish. And that's going to be game 2 here, going the way of Juicer Alert.
Yep, I mean, in all technicality, it is possible, but only by a technicality. This is realistically, game 2 is over for the Rats, and they have to start looking at game 3. Do you take a timeout? Personally, I'm a huge fan of taking a timeout after losing 2 in a row, especially when this second one was a 3-0. I think you got to take a timeout here.
I mean, yeah, I feel like you don't want to get to the point where you're 3-0, because if you're down 3-0 and you do happen to, you know, start getting that winning streak, winning 4 games in a row is really tough when you're against a team of the caliber of the Juicer Alert, as they take a 3-0 win here, looking really comfortable here in game 2.
See, I forgot to remind them they have timeouts before this game, which is a very unfortunate thing, because if I said that right now, it would feel rude. But we're just going to hope that they are away. Division B should know. Alleys and Skay know. What am I talking about? These guys know. They're veterans. I don't think they are going to take a timeout. I think they're going to keep playing it out, but unfortunately that means if Juicer Alert can keep up this momentum as they update the score, they will go on to match point 3-0 here. You need to stop that momentum, and I personally think they should try to stop the momentum here, but if they want to try and keep going, they're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I know the DSU boys earlier were talking about the whole idea of being down 3-0 in a series and kind of comparing it to traditional 4 sports. I think we found that there's been very few, if any, situations in a playoff where a team's been able to come back from a 3-0 deficit. So if you're Durats, just call the timeout, guys. I mean, I know no one's really readying up, so maybe they're thinking about it, but it looks like they're not going to. They're just going to roll right into game 3 here.
Yeah,
hoping maybe something strange.
Usually best of 5s, it's pretty likely that it happens, but best of 7s, very unlikely. Are they gonna join in?
I would say they aren't joining in. I'm not sure what's going on.
I would like to know.
And Bungus is the only person in the lobby right now. Okay, nope, they are in. Skay is in. I think we're going. Maybe. Okay, we're waiting on Sleepy. All right, we're good. We got everyone.
All right, yep, they're jumping right back into it. No timeout needed. They just took a little bit longer of a time to rejoin the match, but nothing against the rules on what using up your entire time to get in there.
Yeah, right away we see the ball bouncing over Skay. Salty Steve also, the ball bounces over him there. It's now Hambungus going to send it up for kind of super dubs. What do you got? Oh, and it's just wide. Alley's popping it up. It's going to go straight to Skay here in a 1v1 with Hambungus. Going to get it wide. Looking for the cross to Sleepy. Just go straight for the shot. Just wide.
That one going to get 50'd out towards net. A bump attempt on kind of super dubs, but historically, he's proven those do not work on him. So he gets another chance on net. Salty Steve going to have to get a little bit of an awkward flip to save that one away. Alley's going to try to reflip this one. He can't quite find it either. Hambungus with a shot. Going to get turned away by Skay, as he's going to try to work this one on the field. Sleepy now with possession. Pops it over to Salty Steve. Salty Steve going to get 50'd. Goes in his favor. Alley's trying to boom it out himself. Hambungus with a diving outlet pass. Out back over to kind of super dubs, who's going to manage to just bring it over to the corner where Skay's already waiting.
Yeah, I mean, right now it just seems like more of the same here. Really, Juicer Alert in full control of this game. And the Rats, every time they get the ball, they're under so much pressure. They just got to clear it out, start the cycle all over again, feels like.
Yep, Skay now trying to work this one out himself. He can't quite find the touch he needs. Salty Steve almost gets it around him. Can't quite. Sleepy with a great 50 out over to Skay. Skay, can he find up the follow-up touch? He can't either. Almost a great opportunity coming out from Durats as another 50 going to come out. This time, now it's favoring Durats a little bit. It's Ali's now going to try to work this one on himself. He gets low boost, though. Skay identifies it, tries to go for a touch. Sleepy, pass out to Salty Steve. Salty Steve with a shot. It's going to go a little wide, but a demo on the pitch. Skay with another shot. That one going to hit crossbar. Salty Steve with another shot. That one's going to go high. Lord.
That might have just been the greatest chance that Durats has had all game, or all series even. And it's just, yeah, crossbar after crossbar there. It's Humongous once again denying Durats from scoring a goal here. It's kind of super dubs now on the attack, popping it up straight to Skay though. Sleepy with the demo. What can Skay do? Can he get that cross off? It looks like he can't. Back to kind of super dubs, going for the 50. Sleepy now challenging in the corner. It's on to Steve. Where's the second man for Durats? Nobody's there.
Skay, pass out mid, it's on there, not quite. Where's the second man? Can't quite find it just there yet, but I think honestly the biggest fault that we're having here is either there isn't a second man for Durats or they're just not connecting with anything. A great demo play. See, kind of super dubs. He knows how to avoid the demo and knows how to, oh, that was Humongous that got it. I misread their names. Ali's and Humongous finding the bump to clear the path for kind of super dubs.
Yeah, and I mean, Juice Alert giving Durats there a little taste of their own medicine as kind of super dubs. I think if you're a Div B captain, you might be kicking yourself if you're like, oh, I should have drafted this guy as Skay. Kickoff goal brings Durats back to even here in a blink of an eye.
Yep, Skay, can he got a great shot on another third man. Sorry, my brain blinked. On another third man being pushed up a little too far. But honestly, that's all Durats' goals have been so far. They need to get a goal that is not just third man pushing in too much, or they need to be punishing it more and more. Because they're only punishing it every now and then. It's not getting just enough. They're going to need another goal before they can be happy. Because currently we're still just even in the game. There isn't a deficit yet for Juice Alert. They've always been up in this series.
Yeah, we saw demos coming out on both ends. There's now Ali's goes for the shot. And Mungus tries to collect. Gets launched back into the blue half of Skay. Salty Steve there with the demo. And Durats, another demo goal. Really just well played there.
This is great coming from Durats. That demo play to delete the last defender. You know, talking about that third man being pushed up too much. Well, if the third man is there, you could always just delete him. And that's what they did right there. To get them up their first lead of the series. Maybe a little bit late, but it's still better late than ever.
Yeah, and I mean, the way things are going, how much this game has shifted in the last minute, I think win or lose, you might be considering calling a timeout here just to say, look, let's take a minute. This is a brand new series. How are we going to play it? As Salty Steve, empty net, and Bungus, though, with that pressure, forces him to make an awkward shot.
Yep, a great 50 going to launch itself across the pitch. Ali's has some time, not a lot of boost though, does get the musty to the backboard as Humbungus going to try to score that one. Out to kind of super dubs. He's going to collect it, try to go for something of himself. Maybe a little ground pinch, can't quite find it. Skay going to launch this one to the backboard, and Skay going to body it into the net.
What a 50 there from Skay, and I mean, if that ain't a dookie, I don't know what is. That was just beautiful. Multiple dookies in one go, honestly.
I think we can.
Durats up 3-1.
I think we can consider that a dookie.
That's like the
World's in
mega
chat.
dookie there.
World's the dookie king. He's the inventor of the term, so he can always confirm that.
Oh, why not another one there? Hambungus, what a play. As now Juice Alert just one goal away from bringing this back in what has been kind of a crazy game, honestly. It feels like both teams have kind of been grasping for control these last 2 minutes.
Yep, but a 3-2 lead favoring Durats with 30 seconds left is good. All they need to do is just hold off for a little bit longer, and then they can go to a 2-1 series, which is a lot less menacing than a 3-0.
Yeah, not if Juice Alert has anything to say about it here. It's kind of super dubs crossing that middle. Salty Steve there to collect. Gonna try to take this on an air dribble. Hambungus there to collect that one, though. It's now Ali's popping it up. He's got some time, but able to find that second touch is now last-ditch effort here for Juice Alert, stuck on their own side of the field. Popped up to Salty Steve. Demo play. Salty Steve says good night to Juice Alert here in Game 3 is 4-2 victory. Looking a little bit more in control here, V-Storm.
Yep, that is definitely a huge game to win here. Durats, the 3 seconds, that is not possible to, at least to my knowledge, unless there's 0 defenders and you don't even touch the ball. I think that is an impossible time. And yep, Durats gonna get that game.
And Mungus tried a little bit of a flip reset there action, but really just Durats. From start to finish, I wouldn't say they'd be in control, but start, they did not look very good. Finish, however, really good culmination of that team effort. Those demos finally paying off.
I think a lot of that credit's got to go to Skay, who got a hat trick in this game, putting up a little over 600 points. So does Salty Steve. I'd love to see more out of Sleepy. 72 points out of that game, but he did do plenty in terms of demoing. It might not come up on the stats in points, but we definitely see that stat over there. He did a great job of getting those demos, helping Skay and Salty Steve to reach those like 500 plus points. But I'd love to see just a little bit more in addition to those demos coming out.
I agree. I was talking earlier during my coaching session about how, you don't have to have this crazy high score to contribute to your team. And honestly, I feel like Sleepy, those 72 points are not indicative of what he did there at all. Those demos were so crucial and set up, I think, at least 2 of those Durats goals. And I want to see more of that. 6 demos from a team in a game, that's pretty impressive. Why don't we see some more here as Durats try to claw their way back into the series?
Yep, I'm looking forward to continuing this one as one team looking to go on match point, the other team looking to tie up the series. Let's see who comes out on top. Kickoff going to go slightly in favor of Juicer Alert as they're working up the pitch already. 1v1 with Sleepy as Skay barely gets back in net. Ali's going to pop this one out. A lot of aggression coming out from Juicer Alert right off the rip. A little bit of a mistouch from Ali is going to send this one back. And a little bit of a misflip. Oh no, they're scrambling. Kind of super dubs. Able to keep a cool head though.
A little bit of panic there from Juicer Alert. It's now Skay with the ball. Empty net. Great patience there from Skay is really Juicer Alert. If you get 3 misses in a row there, those kind of miscues in Div B, they are not going to go unpunished. As really just good passing play there from Durats to capitalize.
Yep, and another great goal to come out from Durats to keep this series within grasp, because going down, you don't want to be the first to go down on match point. It is the hardest game to finish out, but they're looking good to be scoring first in this series, especially after all this pressure right away.
Now we see Juice Alert potentially mounting an attack, but Ali's actually going to hit it straight to Skay. As kind of Super Dubs looks to collect, get a good clear off here potentially, but they just can't get it out of their own half right now. So now Sleepy's going to have a play on this. Putting it center. Is Skay here to collect? Can't quite get to it. Now Skay able to challenge it, hit it off backboard. Ali's a little awkward here. Off backboard once again, but Hambungus is there to clear it out.
Yep, and we still see a long period of like just kind of neutral zone for Juice Alert versus Durats here. I think that goal was a little bit ago, and we're still seeing this kind of boomer ball coming out. I don't know these two teams well in terms of who prefers boomer ball, but definitely seeing not too many threats coming out since that last goal.
Yeah, and I mean, both teams looking real comfortable on the ball right now, as we just see both teams demo each other's third men for some reason. So now we're playing a little bit of twos here. Hambungus must be a twos player, because that is a solid play there from him to bring Juice Alert back to level.
I personally have played plenty of twos with that man, and I know he is a demon when playing twos. But a great goal coming out from him, 1-1, tying up the series. Crucial game here. Kickoff going to go in favor of Ali's. Kind of Super Dubs able to follow this one up. Can he find the flip reset? Almost does. Hambungus with a shot, gonna get cleared away. There's Ali's having to rush back. There's that Juicer Alert third man being pushed up a little bit too much. I said it would start to get punished later in the series, and it is starting to get punished. Their third man is getting caught up a little bit too much.
Yeah, we see Ali's there with the bump, but that kind of Super Dubs. Bumps everywhere coming out here from Juicer Alert. They can't quite capitalize, and now Ali's stuck in a bit of an awkward situation. Skay here with the bump. Can he find the pass? No one's there, unfortunately. It's now Sleepy. He's going to try to do something aerial here. Gets it past 2. Looking for the cross now. Sending in middle. Is anyone on Durats there to collect? Skay playing a little too hesitant there. Worried about being that third man. Smartly enough, going to pop it back up for Hambungus to clear.
Now Sleepy trying to find something here. Pass out to Salty Steve. Salty Steve out to Sleepy. Sleepy, can he find the shot? And yes, he does. Defense can't quite find the save there, giving the Rats their second goal of the series off of a beautiful passing play from Salty Steve and Sleepy.
Yeah, I mean, the Rats now up 2-1. Winning this game would be so pivotal for them, bringing it back to what's basically just a best of 3 at that point. So if you're Durats, you just got to hold on, keep up the good work, and I think a second win is starting to come in sight for these guys.
You know, I thought that one was dangerous. There was nobody in sight of that ball for so long. What a floater. As this one going to find its way out mid. Sleepy has plenty of time and space with this ball. Gets a push against him, and then Skay going to find the touch out to try to continue it.
Yeah, we see the Rats holding strong on this defense, and as I say that, Ali scores, so clearly a bit of the commentator curse lives in me, as now we bring it back to even off of what was really just a really solid pass there from kind of Super Dubs. Absolutely diming alleys there on that shot.
Yep, and a minute 44 left in the clock. The goals matching the series score. Hopefully after this for the Rats. Ali's trying to find this one out. Hembungus gonna boom it out himself. Salty Steve able to collect out to the side. Ali's with a shot, and the demo is there. Hembungus deletes the last player on the pitch. Those demos have been crucial for Juice Alert.
It feels like every goal has been a demo goal at this point. We're just seeing demos left and right. These aren't really these crazy like double taps or wall reads that we're used to seeing out of these higher divs. It's just good old get your elbows out, get some demos going.
Yep. 3-2 lead out for Juicer Alert, looking to go on the match point as Hembungus trying to find himself something there. A booming shot. Kind of Super Dubs able to clear this one out. Now, a little bit of an opportunity for him. He has to give it away to Sleepy. Sleepy accidentally gives it away to Ali's. Ali's giving it away up to Hembungus. Hembungus can't quite find it. Skay launches another one on target. Kind of Super Dubs has been that savior for Juicer Alert all series long, and he continues to keep doing a stellar job at it.
Yeah, and I'm sure if these guys want to play ping pong, there's a game you can download on Steam for that. This is Rocket League. We're playing some soccer here. I want to see some controlled possession going in these last 45 seconds.
Yep, and maybe a little bit of controlled possession would favor Durats if they can try to get that going. Juice Alert has been so low on boost, and Durats have been doing such an amazing job of starving them. But starting to go the other way. A great booming flick over on the target of Juicer Alert's neck. Ali's now trying to push it out mid. Goes for the demo. Can't quite find it. Kind of Super Dub's going to launch this one out. Salty Steve going to find the touch out to the corner. A race for the ball as Ali's does win the race. He's going to boom this one out. 5 seconds left on the clock. Can they find anything with the last few seconds? Or is this one going to touch? Sleepy. Pass out to Skay. Skay going to boom this up high. Keeping it up. Can anyone find it? No, it's going to touch the ground.
I was just starting to believe that the Rats had something there with that 0-second goal potential. But Juicer Alert, they bring things back to within control. And what was really just a dominant game there from Juice Alert, and I would say Ali's as well, with those 2 goals, 4 shots, putting a lot of pressure on the net of the Rats.
They do call the timeout. There's that timeout finally being called. I'm going to let the players know how timeouts work, just in case if they don't know. But for the audience that don't know, they get 60 seconds after the next match timer runs down. So in total 2 minutes. And then they jump back in. But yeah. So we'll send it over to a timeout screen so you guys can see their beautiful cams that some of them don't exist.
Yeah, we'll just imagine, 2 of the Rats players over there. Or actually, we did get Skay in there, so we're just imagining Sleepy. What's going on with him? But for the rest of the Rats, it's like you win that one game in Game 3, you're feeling good. Bit of a tough loss there in Game 4, but the best thing about a best of 7 is you have time. Obviously, now your backs are kind of against the wall, but you get this first game here, get that momentum going again, get those demos up, prevent getting demoed on the other end, and you got yourself a game on our hand.
Yep, and I love to see Hambungus is solving a Rubik's Cube blind. I know him and Ali's and Styles, I think those are the three, if I'm not mistaken. No, not Styles. It's, is it Styles? Who knows? I know there's three people that really like to, play around with the Rubik's Cube, and they have some really good speedrunning that they can do with it. But I've never seen them do it blindfolded, so it's a cool sight to see.
Yeah, hopefully he can finish it before this timeout ends. It looks like he's getting pretty close. And yeah, I think he's just one off. Can he figure that out before the blindfold comes off?
New Dcrl challenge is solving Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Oh, he does solve it. Oh, nope. I guess there's a corner twist, or edges twisted.
Oh, no.
That. But
yeah, just one off, but
I think that is the end of their time.
Yeah, you know, he was one square off solving that cube, and the Rats one loss off of being knocked to the losers bracket here as we're going into game 5.
Let's send it back over to you. As we jump into match point for the Juicer Alerts, the Rats need to get the next 3 before they drop 1.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Durats, you got to start out with something special off the bat just to get that momentum going. Can this be the opportunity here? It's a bit of an empty net. Not able to capitalize, though. So now Hambungus looking to clear. Skay caught with his back to the ball. Is Hambungus able to touch? Skay is still caught here awkwardly with that wave dash from Hambungus. But he's finally able to clear it.
Yep. Well, just 30 seconds into the game, nothing really threatening yet. And that's kind of how it happens most time after timeouts. They both play a little bit more defensive right off the rip. Sleepy gonna collect this one. Seeing a lot of orange half, a little bit too much for just coming from a timeout, because you need to be capitalizing off of those timeouts, messing up the momentum of Juicer Alert. Kind of Super Dub's going for the double. He can't quite find it. Salty Steve gonna try to tap this one out himself. Misses the ball a little bit. Ali's now gets a beater on one. A 3v1 going the other way. Can Skay defend it? Not quite. He's not got kind of Super Dubs level defending. As this one going to be tapped to the backboard by Ali's, and then kind of Super Dubs there to finish it.
Yeah, it reminded me almost a little bit of that start of game 2 there, where just a little bit of a defensive breakdown from the Rats. Skay's a great player, but you can't leave him back there all alone. That's just too much to ask. As now Juicer Alert taking the early lead in game 5.
Juicer Alert trying to defend this push from the Rats. Salty Steve gonna launch it mid. Ali's cleared out to kind of Super Dubs, trying to put it on target. He can't quite find the shot himself. Hambungus gonna try to get something there to Ali's. Ali's now a little bit of a back flip, half flip to keep this one moving. Oh, I thought that was going to be cleared away. I did not see a goal coming out of there.
I would say let's take another look at this, because I think Hambungus got a very nice read on that ball. Yeah, going in almost in reverse there, upside down. Able to get nice touches. Yeah, just one of those awkward ones where it's dropping straight down. Hard to defend those.
Yep, 2-0 game leading in for Juicer Alert. That timeout seeming not to have favored themselves, which is typically not how it goes. Usually, I think the percentage in like RLCS, I don't know, maybe Dcrl is a stat somewhere out there, but the percentage for like RLCS is like 65% of games after timeouts go to a win, which is pretty good considering that usually you take a timeout after you've taken several losses. So I'm not really seeing that stat paying out for Durats just yet. They're not out yet,
I almost wonder if what you'd mentioned, we're calling that timeout after game 2, might have been a bit of more of a difference maker. As now, I mean, Juicer Alert, they've got 2. They're knocking on the doorstep of a 3rd here. If you get down 3-0, I mean, it is going to be next to impossible to make your way back in the series.
Yep. Just a little bit under half the game left to go. Almost a great shot coming out from Ali. Sleepy fakes out kind of Super Dubs. Can't find the flick above Hambungus, but that would have been a great play to beat out the entire squad. Skay mind games one of them and 2 of them with Salty Steve there to finish.
Yeah, I think unfortunately for Hambungus, that wasn't quite the touch he wanted. That's in a very dangerous area, and Alley's with a great save, but Salty Steve has that red all the way. Get the Rats their first goal of the game.
Yep, and that is a huge goal to get. 2 minutes left on the clock with 1 goal deficit. Looks much more doable than 2 goals deficit. And they're looking to get it back here as Skate trying to push up the field. Kind of super dubs with a great touch mid. Salty Steve gonna have to pop this one. Alice now collects, but gets 50'd by Sleepy. Gonna fall down to Sleepy again, who's gonna opt to tap it low underneath one of the players. Skate trying to find a little touch over the defense. Defense was a little bit too pushed back for that touch to have worked. Sleepy now gets a 50 on Alice. Alice getting launched to the moon. Somehow finds another touch on it, but unfortunately goes back towards his own half. Kind of super dubs now on the ball. Can he find it? Gets it over one. Hambungus to try to get past the second. Can't quite, but Alice there to try to bring it mid. Hambungus with a shot. Gonna go a little wide, unfortunately, at the entire net open.
Yeah, golden opportunity there for Hambungus. Hopefully they can see this one out, or else he's going to be wondering what if for the rest of the night. As now we go back into the action with just a minute left on the clock. Hambungus passing it back to kind of super dubs off the wall. Sleepy reading it though. He's going to have a shot opportunity here. See what else to do. He opts to collect. Hambungus is there to clear though. Back to Skate now. The Rats knocking on the doorstep. Salty Steve goes up, but Alley's is there to clear.
Sleepy gonna try to get this one out mid. Can't quite find the touch he needed. Kind of super dubs. Launches this one up. Gonna get denied, but Salty Steve has to dive it in Alleys with a beautiful shot underneath him.
Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate read there from Salty Steve. Alley's noticing that, decides to go low, and it's really just a beautiful shot on what has really been a dominant series here for Alley's and Juicer Alert.
Yep, 30 seconds left on the clock. The Rats need to have a 2-goal comeback in the next 30 seconds. This is still possible. It's pretty hard to do, but first you got to get onto the blue half. You can't be sitting back here and trying to score from back there. A great 50 coming out. It's going to get launched to the corner. Kind of super dubs there to collect it. Burns so much time off. Salty Steve with a shot. Can't quite find it. Kind of super dubs gonna launch it out. 10 seconds left on the clock, and that boom might have just done it. We crown Juice Alert the first winners on their part of the bracket.
Yeah, and I mean, the Rats, they put up a good fight here, but it just wasn't enough for Juicer Alert as, I mean, come on. Before the game, you're the highest predictor out of all these casters, and I'm probably one of the worst ones, so I think this result was set in stone as soon as we did predictions.
Yeah, you can't go against me when I'm up 7 on my predictions. I mean, I'm just too good. Enough of that, though. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I say that's just all just, that's hypothetical stuff. In all seriousness, though, a really solid result here from Juicer Alert.
Yeah,
never really seemed to be out of control.
The Rats had a great showing too. I think they just, it wasn't their day today.
Absolutely. Well, good news for the Rats. Your playoff hopes are not over. There is a loser's bracket here, and all you need to do, I think, is win 3 games, and you can get yourself to land. But enough of that. We're going to be having the guys here from Juicer Alert coming into the chat shortly. Excited to ask them some good questions.
We'll just drag them in right now. Welcome, boys, and congrats on your first playoff win of Season 4 for Dcrl.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate beating the V Storm predictions too. I had you guys in 4-2, but we'll take it anyways.
We'll take it as well.
I would hope so. I'm just curious, what was the game plan going into that match? I'll direct that question towards the wonderful captain, Mr. Alleys, and then I got another question for Mr. Kind of Super Dubs.
The game plan going into here, I mean, kind of the only thing we discussed particularly was that they were a little weak on backboard, so we just decided hit the ball to the backboard a lot, and we hit the ball to the backboard a lot, and you can see the results from that.
Yeah, it seemed to work. I love the counter stratting of watching them and seeing what they seem weak at. Always love to see it. It definitely helps squads play a little better when they know what the weaknesses of the other squad are. My question towards Kind of Super Dubs has to be about that 3v1 demo chase squishy save. What was going through your head? I'm wondering what were the emotions when you see the full, like, just force of all of Durats pushing down on you, and you're just like, well, let's see what happens here.
Well, I didn't have to use the bathroom before then, and I definitely did after. No, I'm kidding. I looked down inside Zero Boost, so I was like, all right, I'll try it. Worst that happens is I get scored on. So I went for it and hoped that he kept it low.
You know,
Yeah, to be honest, I was about to put my controller down on that play, but
yep, I don't think I've ever seen a better Dcrl save. Zero boost 3v1 with like so little options on what you can do. You just find the perfect option. I support the.
Do we have a clip of it? I want to see it.
Well, the VOD. If there's not a clip, you can go through the VOD and find a clip. And we appreciate anyone in chat who clips it. Shameless club for social media. Plug, not club. That's plug backwards. Anyways, almost gulp would be plugs backwards. But Pat, do you have any questions for these boys?
Yeah, I have a couple. One real quick here for you, Hambungus. We saw the first two games were kind of a bit of a feeling out process. Neither team really wanted to commit it to anything too tough. But after that, we saw that switch to that demo heavy gameplay. So I guess from your team's perspective, I guess what kind of flipped that switch to change to that demo heavy play style?
so I think it's kind of a play style that benefits us as a team more, but it's kind of a play style that none of us really like to do. And so it's like as the series went on, I was kind of reminding myself like to like fully commit into a challenge and like maybe go for a bump or two on the next guy afterwards. Just helps create space for my teammates.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, I have one to finish out with, so I will let you ask whatever questions you'd like to ask here, Zach.
I already got my. You can ask away.
All right, this one is kind of a for fun one. As you guys may know, there's been a lot of beef in DCRL general. We got two grudge matches going on tonight. As you progress on in this tournament in the upper bracket, is there anyone in your division you would like to call out? Call them washed, call them overrated. What do you guys got for us?
He wants to hear some beef, apparently.
I don't know if I have anything like that. I'd like revenge for the air raid game 5.
100%, 100%.
But other than
Well-
that, I don't really like stirring up beef. I like to keep to myself. So
Well,
Yeah, no,
you
I
might you
really-
might just get that. We have an Air Raid Synergy rematch, and then maybe we'll have a Air Raid Juicer Alerts rematch,
Hey,
depending on.
maybe it's Juicer's energy. We don't know.
I guess I'll ask then, since you want Air Raid, is that you saying you want them to win against Synergy so that you can play them again, or would you rather just play Synergy because you think they're a little easier?
We're here to have fun and play the game.
Yes.
Yeah, me and Styles have already talked about meeting up in the grand finals, so you know, if we play them twice, that'll be cool. But
Nice. We'll take that then. So what we're hearing is we want to see Air Raid.
At some point, yes.
Well, I'm in
Yeah.
next match.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Not. I'm buds with the Synergy boys too. I like them all. They're good guys. No,
for sure.
no beef. No mean feelings. We're gonna play who we get, and we're gonna win.
See, Elise, this is why we all love you, is because you're just like you're just sunshine and rainbows.
That's my captain.
Well, I don't have anything else for you wonderful cutie patooties. So without further ado, if you guys have any other shout outs you'd like to make before we send her on away, you're free to do so.
Good luck to the teams tonight.
Hi, Mom.
We love the mom shout out. Okay, well, with that, we are going to send you guys on your way to I guess prepare for your next matchup. Go get your hours in, and we're gonna head back on to casters. Thank you so much for joining us for this interview, and we'll see you guys later.
Thank you for streaming.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, and that is the first matchup of the night. Unfortunately, neither of us got our game 6, and I guess unfortunately for Pat, the further lessens his stats a little bit. But I'm sure you'll regain. Don't worry. I believe in you.
Just like my fantasy football team, I'm at the point of no return. So honestly, it's fine. I get to go eat a lovely dinner that my school cafeteria provides, and I get to watch the rest of these exciting matches later tonight. I guess looking forward, especially those two matches. We got LeCap and Silly Geese at 8. We saw some beef going between them, and obviously the main event, the one everyone's here for. We got Netflix and Krill and Super Soakers at 10. And I mean, the team I coach is playing at that time, but I'm still going to be trying to watch because that is
Yep.
going to be a very interesting game. We got Krill versus Swamp Donkey, the unstoppable force versus the immovable object, going
Yep.
going just head to head there, and what's going to be a really fun game to watch.
Well, we're gonna keep her moving pretty quickly. Pat, appreciate you being on the desk here. I gotta go get set up because supposedly the next match is supposed to be starting in 13 minutes. So we're gonna try to hurry through this intermission, maybe make it a little shorter. But we will see you guys in a little bit. Stay tuned. We'll be right back as soon as possible.
All right, thanks everyone.